It is. It's podcast day. We're excited. We're digging out there. What have we got? Ooh, yeah.
Dude, it's fucking podcast day.
Takes you back to that time when you remember what you were doing when you first listened to that album, or
What is going on, you champions? That's right. Yes.
What up?
Podcast day. Two dudes talk music. Yes, and stew. I've been stewing on this shit all day.
What is going on?
Yes.
It's that time. It's that time. Podcast time. Yeah, spill the beans, man. Spill the beans. We want it. We want this. The exclusive details.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Yeah.
How you doing, my boy?
Man, it's
Good to be back.
It's oh yeah, that's right. How was the mission with the Penguins for the Universal Lap?
Yeah, it was fine.
It was fun.
It was fine. How was
fine.
Nuclear Vision?
Man, they were interesting characters. That Noel guy is a very interesting character. Void, very cool to chat with. You know, like I love anyone that nerds out. So yeah, and Brad's just a bro. So I love
cool.
and Zach, you know, who unfortunately couldn't be there, but he's always there in some way.
Yeah, he's always there in spirit. But that's good. That's good, man. I'm glad that's doing all right. Mate, the fucking news today, it was everywhere. If you didn't see it on your fucking Facebook feeds, what are you doing? You don't have the right
Hold
friends.
on, before we start, I'm going to need a drink.
Yep, that's right. It's drink time. Hold up.
Oh, I've got this big shot of what looks like
Have
juice.
it. Do it. Oh. Bro, that did not look very good.
It's not appetizing in the slightest.
Speaking of Nuclear Vision,
Oh,
we have a very nice W caller, which you can get. Hit up the page. You can get it for $10.
That is.
But yes, oh my god, the news today. Fucking Mudvayne and Coal Chamber touring together in February in Australia.
Bruh.
Holy shit.
That, like I was saying before, man, that just tickles my millennial soul. I'm gonna lash out like I'm a teenager and then not move for the next week because I'm fucking
Yeah,
nearly 40.
I'm going. I'm absolutely scooping up a ticket to that one. That's going to be
Mate,
good.
this is Cold Chamber.
Now, I was fortunate enough to see a version of Cold Chamber at Soundwave in the 2010s.
I remember that one. That was
I
good.
managed to catch that. That was good, but I have never had a chance to see Mudvayne before. So
No, same.
I'm keen. Although the venue they're playing up here is only like 3,000 people, so I think it's going to be
They're doing the Horden in Sydney.
tight to get tickets. Yeah, so probably about the same size.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
3,000.
I'm surprised. I really thought they'd play somewhere a bit bigger, if I'm being honest. But maybe they'd rather sell out a slightly smaller place than not sell out a bigger place.
They'll book another set of shows here. It just means I'll have to do the rounds again.
Well, we'll see.
Oh,
Let's just hope it's not another fucking 12, 13, 14 years, however many years it is.
man. Yeah.
But
And
mate,
look, it's going everywhere. It's good.
It is. Well, it's, this is another example. New metal's back. The power is back, baby.
Yeah, man.
And speaking of new metal, we have yet another guest from the New Metal Mayhem show. We are continuing this fucking trend. We are getting into it. Today's one is another guest that is playing the Brisbane show. And starting from next week, we will be on to the acts that are playing the whole tour. So that's exciting. We're really keen for that. But in the meantime, we are also extremely keen for our guests today. We have Aaron and Mikey from Void Matter.
How
you doing, boys?
Hey,
Boys, how are we?
How are we?
Oh, mate, we're fantastic.
We're
Unfortunately,
good
we
now.
don't have a camera for Mikey tonight, so we just have this lovely picture of him.
Technical
Lovely
issues,
picture
I'm
of
so
it. Very, that's all right. That's all right. Look, these things happen.
Mikey is our technical issue.
That's all right. We work on the fly and we fix them.
Yeah, no, we do what we can. We've come up with a patchwork solution. We had a similar issue with when we recorded that interview with Magdalene Rose when I was over in the States. We had a video issue, so we just slapped the pictures up there for that one. So we do what we can because we still want to bring you guys the content. Boys, how are we doing? It's Thursday night, Friday Junior. Tomorrow is Friday. It's almost the weekend. How are you feeling? You excited about this fucking show?
Mate, we are so keen. Overall, we've had a little bit of a dry spell as of late. So, we've had massive year on personally for everyone within the band. So this show is going to be us coming back and swinging, and we are frothing it. We're very excited.
I love to hear that. Love to hear that. So okay, we're just gonna focus on New Metal Mayhem for a minute, because I think what does it mean to you guys as musicians and as fans of Slipknot and Mushroomhead to have the opportunity to play a show like this one?
It's I'll go first. It's definitely a super unique opportunity. It's when it first, I can't remember when it first came up, but when it first came up, it was just like, how often do we actually get an opportunity to play with such big hitters? And we're just like, well, we're straight away. Whatever it takes, we'll be there. And it's huge for us. Like all of us metalheads, we grew up listening to Slipknot, Mushroomhead, all the new metal classics, and to play a show like this is pretty huge for us. We're very excited.
That's awesome. All them feels, man. I love that shit because it is. It's where it all began, realistically, for a lot of these bands, and where to some of us the bands are in their peak, especially for Mushroomhead with Waylon in the band, as far as I'm concerned. But
Well, that's it. And I mean, these are guys that were there at, they were there in the shit in the birth of nu metal, right? Like, these are guys that were there through that. And
They're the OGs.
love it or hate it, nu metal was a cultural force at the time. And it was everywhere. It went fucking mainstream, which was crazy. Like, the idea of heavy metal going mainstream was just insane.
Yeah.
In fact, charting, top 40 charts, film clips on the fucking things at the weekend.
yeah, man,
Like, that was
the
just,
clubs,
you know,
the remixes.
it was-
Some of
it
those
was
new metal
unreal.
remixes were some of the best going. When you used to get the singles. Wow.
And this is, and we've said it. Yeah, we've said it every time we've talked about this fucking show on the podcast over the last several weeks. It has been a case of this is so special. A lineup like these guys coming and doing this. Waylon, hasn't played Mushroomhead stuff since he left the band in 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Right, like he hasn't touched that stuff.
Mm.
Anders hasn't played the Mate Feed Kill Repeat stuff in fucking 20 plus years, 25 years almost. Like that, the fact that we are getting this in Australia blows my fucking mind,
Yeah.
and I could not be happier.
And a big shout out to Chaosis and Joel and all that for making it all
Absolutely.
happen, because the thought would never have even crossed my mind to actually try and make something like this happen. And it's so cool that it is. Like, it's so left field. So awesome.
If anyone can pull it off, though, it's definitely Joel. The man.
Oh yeah, the guy takes big swings.
Oh,
The guy takes big fucking swings. So,
absolutely.
so you mentioned you guys have obviously had a bit of. You mentioned you guys had a bit of time off this year. You haven't really been playing a lot of shows or anything.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing as a group and also individually to prepare yourselves to come back from some time off to just going on to such a big show?
Aaron, since you moved the furthest away, I think you've got the most to answer for.
As a group, so yeah, I've moved 5.5 hours north.
Oh,
So as a group, the practice and rehearsal train sort of stopped a little bit. So a lot of our chops come down to individual accountability and practice and making sure we're on top of our own material and our own parts. So I can't speak for Mikey, but the rest of us are doing just that. But yeah, it will still always be daunting because it's been so long between like proper rehearsals and going into a gig like this. Like we obviously want to put our best foot forward. So yeah, it'll be fun. We'll be sweet because we all know each other very well and we know how we play. So it'll just be get a rehearsal in when I come down and then go knock them out.
Well, that's it. I mean, there's going to be so much pent up energy there too. Like good couple of months or however long it's been off the train. When I'm sure when everyone gets back in the room together, it's just going to go ballistic. I'd love to be there at that first.
Yeah,
practice.
absolutely.
So we've gone to a bit more
Exciting.
We've done a bit more of a technical setup now, so we're starting to roll more with in-ears, going a bit more digital on our setup. So that's actually helped a lot. So we can actually, if the four of us in Brizzy, if we have a jam together, we can dial in Aaron from wherever the fuck he is, but fuck nowhere. We can dial him in, and he has a jam along with the boys, and it's actually been really, really smooth. So that's been super helpful.
That's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Sonobus, the app. It's friggin' amazing.
Sonobus.
yeah. I was gonna say, how do you guys deal with the latency of having someone come in over a connection like that?
Yeah, so we just
Sonar
jam.
bus?
Oh yeah, Sonobus, Sonobus.
There you go. There's a bit of free advertisement for you. Long distance.
Because I have seen a couple of people advertising solutions for that sort of thing, but they're trying to sell like their box basically.
Yeah, so there is still some latency with it. So we basically have our jam. We're all playing to our in-ears. And then Aaron's basically jamming along with us. We can't do it with him in the mix as well, which is damn shame. But
so you guys are just jamming and not hearing him, and he's jamming along to you guys.
yeah, he gets the full experience.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow.
I like that.
But no, it works really, really well, actually. We were super surprised.
There's
That's
literally no
awesome.
excuse not to have practice anymore, and that just saves you. Like, wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm
So
definitely.
sorry to all the musicians out there using that as an excuse.
Oh look, it's fuck. I was preparing for the Tensions Arise reunion show last year, and I was like having to go down to Sydney once a month for that shit. So having some kind of solution like that would have saved me a lot of time and money. Tell you what, fucking hell.
Technology's great, man.
Oh man,
Yeah.
we're still trying to get our heads around it. Most of these bands now are fucking leagues ahead of us.
Absolutely. But like, I mean, yeah, going to the in-ears thing, it's becoming more accessible, I think, for a lot of bands now. It's like it's not cheap, like you're not going to do it for a couple of $100, but if you throw like a few grand at it, you can you can put a box together that's going to handle all your needs on that front. You know?
Absolutely, yeah.
And I guess it depends as well if you're having like one mix for everyone in the in-ears or everyone's got individual mixes. I don't know how you guys operate that. But, you know, you can realistically have some degree of in-ear setup for, you know, you don't have to go into the 5 figures anymore.
No.
Like you used
NUX is a pretty...
Yeah, Nux do a lot of wireless stuff.
Nux do a lot of wireless stuff. They've
yeah.
actually delved into in-ears and stuff like that now, and yeah, you'd be surprised how cheap you can do it for now.
Yeah, we were super lucky when we did our setup. So we run our entire live setup with Ableton Live, and we basically run it off Luke, our bass player, run all it off his laptop. That does all of our in-ears, does all of that. And we basically just run it through a USB audio interface. I think we've got 3 separate tracks for all of us. I get one, guitars get one, Luke and Crispy get one.
Okay.
And like, it's enough, man. It's enough to get you going, you know?
Yeah. Definitely. I think you know,
It's
and
a
as long as
bootleg, but it
you got
works.
a click track, you know, you get a fucking click track going there and running any backing tracks or samples. And I mean, we did, you know, like we've run that recently, and we just had like start of the set, end of the set, you know, so it's timed perfectly. You don't have to worry about going over time on anything, and you just have all the clicks and samples lined up where they need to be, and hit start at the start of the song, this set, and away you go.
That's it.
And when it works, it's brilliant. When it doesn't work, it's catastrophe mode. But
Absolutely.
you know, you improvise and you find a workaround.
But
really,
I mean, there's no difference compared to like a fuse or a valve bursting on your amp, or like it's the same. It's the same. It's the same.
To a point, yes.
It's
but
the same
like,
result, but just different fucking problems.
Yeah, like okay, you lose an amp head, you can borrow an amp head in the moment. Your laptop goes or your session file gets corrupted, you know. So but I get what you mean. Like there's ways to still make it work, and you can probably still run a lot of the songs with like a more stripped back thing without backups and stuff. But it it definitely is. It helps to make it a lot smoother and tighter, I think.
Definitely.
And playing with a click, and that's the thing. Like I've tried to get across to so many bands is like. So many bands, they're just like, oh, we like the feel, we like the groove of not playing to a click track. You know, we like to have the thing in there. I'm like, it's not as tight. It is not as tight.
Realistically, if you want to go down that route, I always say just put a click track on your drummer.
But tempo changes.
Bump it up a couple of BPM, just so you're playing a little bit faster for your live show, and just give your drummer the click track and let them run the show for you for the night.
It helps. It does. Even if your drummer's on a click track, it works.
Realistically, they're the only ones that need to be. Like they're the most pivotal person that needs to be on a click track. Who does the drummer have to listen to? No one.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for years.
It's true, man. Like, I don't play drums, but it's a sad life with all that. It's a sad and lonely life with all that gear and no one to help you carry it.
Hey, at least we get to sit down, mate. It's good.
Yeah, that's true. But then you got to carry it all back down the stairs. That's like your reward. It's like you carried it all up there. Now you get to sit down and play.
I'm one of the few drummers with such an excellent band that they actually all pitch in and help out. It's actually an absolute blessing.
That's good. Doesn't happen often enough. I've always felt that, you know, if you've got a singer that doesn't play an instrument when they sing, that their job should be to help the drummer.
Yeah,
that was my job.
Yeah. So okay, you're obviously, you know, going to be trying to bring your A game to this show. I think every band involved is going to be really trying to take it to the next level. Is there anything special that you guys are trying to line up for this one, in terms of the show or the performance?
You can have this one, Azzy.
New single comes out a few weeks before it. So that's going to be a big deal.
So you did mention
that's probably our biggest thing that we've got. Outcast, September 21st.
And
Very,
we
very
have
That's,
our,
that's going to be a big one.
and we have our very first chatter, Linda Jane. Thank you very much for jumping in on the chat tonight. Can't wait to see you on the 14th of October.
We'll see you there, Linda. Woo!
Yeah, it's going to be a good one.
It's going to be fire.
We are, yeah, I think everyone involved is super excited for this. Like, I know for a fact, you know, we interviewed Waylon pretty much like the day after the announcement came out, or a day or two after the announcement came out. He is so bloody stoked. He's stoked to be coming back to Australia. He is stoked to be doing this show and this material, and for the people that he's working with. He is very, very keen for this. You know, obviously, We the Hollow are so fucking excited. Nuclear Vision is so excited. I just feel like there's a good vibe around this show.
Yeah.
And I really, really think everybody is... You get some shows and there's just like there's tension around it, or there's like, oh, what's it going to be? Is it going to work how we want it to work? But I genuinely think everyone that's doing at least these Southeast Queensland shows that I can tell is like, they're just fucking stoked. That's the only way I can put it. They're stoked. They're amazed that we're getting this opportunity. They're amazed we're getting this show. And even the fans can't believe their luck.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the word you're looking for is grateful. Everyone on surrounding this show is like so grateful that we're getting this. And yay,
Absolutely.
Outcast.
Absolutely, yes. People are keen for that one. People are very keen for that one.
Yeah.
So what can you tell us about the new song? What can you tell us about the single?
Oh man, it slaps.
You have to say that.
Oh, absolutely. We do have a bit of a spiel that we can read out for you. That's going part of the promo material.
We love promo material.
Well, let me
Absolutely.
find it. It's in the email somewhere.
Oh, there's a puppy on the screen. New puppy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Aaron's
a little
like-
clingy one. I mean,
You come for the music, you stay
Yeah.
for the dags.
absolutely.
So I've got our spiel. This was put together by Luke and Crispy, the vocalists. They do all the lyrics, and actually all of our songs do have pretty deep meaning to them. So this goes without question. It's one of them. So, in a sentence, Outcast is written from the perspective of someone whose toxic behavior has forced everyone close to them to abandon them. Outcast tells the story of someone regretting their past. Through toxic behavior, they have forced everyone they consider close to abandon them. Deep down, they recognize this pattern is causing them pain, but aren't able to take back the things they've said and done. Knowing they are the problem and they deserve their fate only amplifies their pain inside. Everyone has experienced loneliness at one point or another, but feeling completely isolated, like no one cares or can even try to help you out of it, is crippling. It's dark and it's cold and you've got nowhere else to go. You're an outcast.
Whoa,
I
I
got,
like
I
that.
got fuzzies from that one.
Very cool.
Oh.
I'm digging that.
That is gonna slap. That little spiel slapped.
Thank you.
Jeez. Jeez, a big shout out to Luke. Luke, if you guys don't know, runs the or helps running the Australian local band Smokeout. So if
That's
you
the man.
any aspiring bands or have any, stuff that you want to throw on there, they are back in November. Get on
Oh, that's that Luke.
Yeah.
That's that Luke. Lovely. Awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
they'll be back in November. He's currently in Mexico on honeymoon, so we're hoping he comes back.
Ooh.
He'll be back in October, actually.
Yes, Kim Lewis, I
Needs to
agree.
be back to the
Goosebumps,
gig, man.
goosebumps. I completely agree. Completely agree.
Oh.
Skill is
Mexico on his honeymoon. That's yeah. Wow, that's a long way to go
Don't
for
you
the
go?
honeymoon.
Don't you go to Mexico before you get married?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's how you go there for one last ride.
It suits him and his partner perfectly, and they're having an absolute ball by the looks of it. So good on them.
Ah, good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Love
awesome.
that.
Congrats to them, and I hope you guys are enjoying Mexico.
And enjoy a long, happy life together. You're stuck together now.
Yes, and bring us back some good tequila.
Oh yeah, one with the worm.
Drink it all, mate. Come on.
Okay, so let's go back a little bit because we talked about what's coming up. Let's go back a little bit. So, I've only sort of discovered Void Matter in the last, year or so. But for myself and for the fans watching the stream who may only have recently heard of you guys, give us a bit of a history of the band. How did you guys come together? How long have you been doing this? You know, where's the band come from?
The first part is a Mikey question.
Yeah, no, that's definitely me. So the band,
Yep.
I'm terrible with years, but the band started, I think it would have been about 6 years ago, somewhere around there. Myself and Crispy played in another band called Plague of Atlas, a bit more death metal-y kind of stuff.
That name does sound familiar.
We did never play a gig and only released 2 songs.
Really?
So,
I'm sure I've heard the name. I can't. Maybe I've stumbled over a song somewhere. I don't know. Sorry. Anyway, continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
so yeah, me and Crispy were jam with those boys for a bit, and it kind of just fizzled, as some bands do. But me and him wanted to keep going, and we basically put a call around and found Luke and Dizzy. They're both, well, Luke and Crispy have been mates since day dot, and Dizzy is a close friend of Luke's. So all 4 of us were together with another guitarist originally and did our first single and EP. That was Triggered and Running Blind. Shortly after that, we did part ways with the original guitarist, and that is where we found Aaron. So what year was that, Aaron? Do you remember?
Year 2018, 19.
It looks like Linda Jane said
I think it was 2018.
Yeah, Linda would know.
Linda
Yep.
said 2018.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so I popped up because Luke and I went to the same university at different times. And that university has a collaboration page where alumni and current students are all on, and all the faculty. So this was JMC Arts Academy in Brisbane.
Mhm.
And yeah, Luke
Yeah,
put out a
music
call
nerds.
on that going, hey, yeah, going, need a guitarist with a 7-string. And at the time I didn't have a 7-string, but I had an 8-string. So I put that in the comments going,
It's one
got
better.
an 8-string, is that all good?
Got a
What?
whole.
One better, that's what I said. Became an issue later on for me, but one better at the time. And then, yeah, caught up, had a jam with Dizzy and Luke while we were there, and Mikey was working on the Running Blind EP cover, funny enough. And Crispy was chilling, and we hung out. It was just a good time, and then, as they say, the rest is history.
Oh, most certainly is. Far out.
And we'll go through some of the releases here because I want to cover off what you've got. So you mentioned you had Triggered was the single, and then Running Blind was the EP that you guys dropped.
That's correct.
What the other stuff I'm seeing here, so you then had a couple of singles. You guys did Extinction and Don't Sleep.
That's it.
Then
Yep.
you had Everything and Nothing EP, which had was 6 tracks. You had including Unbreakable, which had our mate Bo from Disgust.
Man
Yeah.
himself.
That one.
Yes, sir.
You had Harakiri, which is the single that tied into that EP. Is that right?
Yeah, I think we did it as a single post-release because we used to have a really cool intro for that, so we wanted to release that as part of it. So
Okay. Cool. And then 2022, you had the single Wildfire. Is there anything that's missed off of that list?
I will soon be adding Outcast.
Yep.
Yeah, another
Yeah.
one.
But no, I think that's everything.
I've got to say
Awesome.
that Running
Yeah, I think you hit the
Blind,
nail on the head there.
that Running Blind EP artwork looks a bit like a murder mystery novel. In
Thank you.
comparison to the rest of them, the rest of them all sort of run a theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were
Yeah.
doing I did the first 2 myself, and you can tell my Photoshop skills aren't quite there. And then we actually did decide to go quite themed after that, so we found an artist, and he helped us out with those ones. That pretty much took us up to Wildfire, I think, that
That's
artist.
That's mad.
So we're having these next 2
Very
singles. Wildfire Outcast is going to be just random ones, and then we'll be starting era number 2 after that, and we'll do another round of theme stuff, I think.
Very cool. Very cool. Kim, yes, I'm a big dinosaur fan, by the way. Kim's just asked, anybody like dinosaurs?
Yes, I actually.
Oh.
If you heard of a band
Yes.
called Roadhouse up in Queensland, and you can get their T-shirt, they actually have a very cool T-shirt. It's Ned Kelly riding a Velociraptor. In the
That's
desert.
sick. That is
Brilliant.
sick.
Those are some good lads, the Roadhouse
Yeah, they
boys.
are.
They are some good lads. So, all right, let's. So look, I will say, like, I was listening through some of the stuff today just to freshen up, and I feel like you guys have struck a really, really good balance with, like, between clean vocals and like more screaming style vocals. Was that always the plan to have a mix like that? Was that like just
Yeah, that was 100% always intentional.
okay?
Because you guys use
Yes.
two vocalists, yeah. So you got Luke who does the screaming, and
Crispy.
Crispy, yeah, Crispy that does the cleans.
Crispy and Luke both do both.
Oh,
Yeah, they both clean sing, they both scream.
well, there you go. I love that. I
They're
love
very
it.
talented. But if you really low screams, that's Luke. Luke does all the growls. Crispy's more of your fries. So
That's cool. I like that combination. They're like almost like a dual vocalist setup rather than a lead and a backup vocal.
yeah, 100%.
I love that. Volumes do that really well.
absolutely.
Band volumes.
Mm.
But I love that shit. It's so good. Add so much layering into it too, where you don't have to overdo it in production because you've got two vocalists there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just yeah.
Just a very natural kind of layering.
Blend them together really.
Yeah,
really
well, you wouldn't need to do too much. You just let them sit. Yeah, just mix it in.
Okay. All right. So now I've got a slightly more challenging question for you guys then. What's next? Okay. So obviously you had a bit of a break. You're doing what you're doing. Still working on stuff, obviously, because you got the new single coming out. You did mention that you're hoping to have some more releases in the future. But what do you think 2024 looks like for Void Matter?
Gonna be a huge year.
It's going to be busy.
Big things coming?
Going to be very busy.
Watch this
Big things
space.
coming. TM.
Watch this space, yeah.
You can. I think you're allowed to spill the beans if you want, Aaron.
I mean, we've done some posts while we're doing it, haven't we?
But I don't think people have really put it together.
So we have been recording our next EP.
Oh,
So that's already happening. We've been doing that with Ione Heckenberg of Ocean Sleeper.
oh, nice.
So it's been a lot of fun.
That's gonna be a heck of a good time.
That's going to sound...
Yeah, it's pretty insane. This new material. We're pretty over the moon with how it's going and where it looks like it's heading. So yeah, don't want to say big things coming, but I think you can fill the gaps.
No, I mean it's when you're working with someone like that, and you know, like they're a fucking legit band. You know, like how are you finding going into that with the production or what are you taking away from it with the production process and the learning curve working with someone like that?
For me, it's seeing how he operates with the guitar, because that's where my field is. So it's just seeing what his thought process is about with layering, what chords we should be using, what voicings we can really take out of it if we want a huge chord or just like a single note or a power chord. Just like really picking his brain and analyzing what he's doing for the piece. And then, yeah, that's been my biggest thing.
That's awesome.
Don't know what Mikey's taken from it.
Yeah, so for me, actually, the biggest thing for it has been this is our first time actually working with a producer.
Oh,
And for the longest time, we were always like, now we write our own stuff. We don't need producer, we're Void Matter is what we do. But where we've always been quite good at, we've always structured our songs well, we've always done everything quite well. We've gotten to that 90%. But it's just getting that extra 10% where you have that objective party coming in with a bit more experience. It's like where everything else was the beer version of Void Matter, this is the distilled whiskey version of Void Matter. It's us and concentrated. And it's just like basically gets our essence out there more. It's like if we ask him, this is what we want it to be, It's just bam, there it is, and we're just like, fuck, man, that's it. That's what we want.
See,
That's us.
that's the kind of thing that I think when you get a producer in that's experienced and you know what you want, but in your head, but you don't necessarily know how to get from here to there, right? Like, I was really fortunate back in 2012 with Tensions Arise. We got to go over and record with Logan Mader, and the experience that guy brought to the table, like, you just know, like, you're like, hey, this is what we're after. He's like, all right, what's the vibe on this song? What are you trying to do? And he's thinking on levels that we aren't even conceiving of,
Yeah,
right?
fifth dimension shit.
And like he's playing, you're down here playing checkers, and he's playing 4D chess, right? Like he's running rings around you with what he's after, and he knows how to get there. Not only does he know how to get there, he knows how to get there and make it sound more incredible than you could ever imagined. And working with the right producer makes such a difference. And you're right, there is a lot of bands, especially nowadays, where people can, record their own stuff, where there's hesitancy about bringing in a producer, or there's a concern that it's going to, dilute it or change it, make it something it's not. And I think that's just where you just need the right person.
You should
You know,
shop.
you need to talk to people, shop around, talk to a few different people and go, hey, this is what we're after, because I've got the studio there, and I've spoken to a couple of different people about stuff, and sometimes you talk to them about what they want and what you can do for them, and it's like, oh, well, we're not quite on the same page with it, or it's not quite the best fit, so that's fine. You don't have to go with the first producer that comes along. But it really sounds like you guys have found a good fit. Is someone that's when you think you'll work with again in future?
Absolutely. As long as
100%.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, the big thing people need to understand about producers and stuff like that, and I get the angst about it. The big thing is that you work on your music. That's it. They work on everybody's music. So they're sitting there seeing ideas all day, all night. They're thinking about it all day, all night, and they're working with 50 different bands. And then when you come along, they probably found an idea from another band, and they said, this could work really well in your song. You should never knock back good ideas, because you don't want to turn into a fucking nostalgia piece. I mean, nostalgia's always good. Hey, look, we're going to the bloody Mudvayne show. This nostalgia as fuck.
I think one of the best examples I can give that makes a difference in terms of production is, or having the right producer rather, is Lamb of God, right? Like, you look at their first couple of releases, and they were very hesitant to have a producer in. They had a guy there, like, turn the knobs, do the mixing. They had an engineer there and stuff, but they never really had a producer in. Once they got a producer in and that they let have input,
huge.
You get Sacrament.
Yeah, and then you get Blessed
And,
with
like,
Wrath.
and Sacrament and Wrath, and like you tell me those aren't two of the best fucking albums of that period. Like, I'm sorry, but
They're in my,
those
they're
are
in my top 10 metal list.
those are albums that were, I'm not going to say groundbreaking, but they defined, they redefined what that band was.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in the best way possible, and that's what I mean. Like, it takes something that's already good, even really good, and pushes it into great.
Yeah. It's like milk.
So that's it. Don't be afraid.
Then you add chocolate powder to it, and then you have chocolate milk.
And there's chocolate milk. Or you take a cider, and you add, you had like a crushed raspberry vibe to it.
Yeah. Mix it with about a pound of sugar. Put some yeast in it.
And you have a cider that is fucking really strong.
It's 8%, isn't it? It's like 8%.
8%. It's like 2.4 standard drinks in a can.
It's rocket fuel. It's a hard cider.
That's not okay. Jesus.
That is okay.
Yeah, no. Okay, well, I went to the Maniacs axe throwing place, right? And they're like, okay, you can only have 3 alcoholic drinks at most in your session, because they don't want people getting wasted when they're swinging axes around the place, right?
That's kind of fair.
Fair enough.
These are one of the ones that they offer, and I'm like, man, you have 3 of these in a session.
That's a
You
six
can't
pack.
fucking drive. Like,
Yeah,
how
one
are they
session
okay
you
with
can't
that?
drive.
I feel like that defeats the purpose of the rule.
It really does. It really does.
You could have 3 of these.
You can have only 3, but it's really equivalent to like 7.
So I'm only gonna have 3 of these. No.
Yeah.
I'm already tingly.
All right, let's go to our first segment
Yeah, let's do it.
for the night.
do
Let's throw to that. We've got a short
yes.
cutaway when Kyle finds it
Yep, we've got the
when he's ready.
for that one.
That you had you could
Quick question
you do,
quarter.
you once you could do so you
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the quick question quarter. That is spelled with Q's, not K's, because we don't roll like that. Basically, this whole point of this section is we ask our guests a bunch of rapid fire questions to get to know them a little better, get to understand their musical history, what makes them tick, where they've come from, and how they think about music. So without further ado, let's get into it. Gentlemen, what was the first instrument you ever learned to play?
Guitar.
Percussion in primary school. I was a triangle boy.
Love it, love it. So have you always stayed with percussion? Kind of never
Yeah,
really
man.
gone
I can't
outside
read
that?
music, eh?
Mate, I'll let you in on a fucking secret. Most guitarists can't read music either.
Can't read tabs either.
You don't need to. Your fingers don't need to fing. You just need to make sure you got those opposable thumbs, man, so you can grab onto those sticks.
All right. What was the first album that you purchased?
Oh,
Not the Wiggles.
Actually, mine was Believe by Disturbed.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one. That's a good
That's a
one.
good one.
I think I got Sempiternal on vinyl.
Wow.
That was the first legit album I bought, I reckon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, okay, let me ask you there, Mikey. You got Believe. Had you heard previously? Had you heard the stuff from The Sickness prior to that, or was it like the first stuff you heard from Disturbed was the stuff from the Believe album?
I had heard Sickness stuff previously. Obviously, Down with the Sickness.
Mhm.
A few other bits and pieces in there, but yeah, Believe was the first one that I just played on
Very
repeat
nice.
for a very long time.
Yeah, dude, I'm the same, man. I had like a fucking the special edition one with like the fake leather cover, and the symbol wasn't just like printed on the front. It was like a 3-dimensional fucking thing stuck on the front of it.
Oh, awesome.
That was pretty cool. And it came with a bonus like live DVD or some shit.
Awesome. I loved it so much, I even got it tattooed on the back of my leg as my first tattoo.
Wow.
Very, very cool.
One thing I always loved about Disturbed, and it kind of killed me when everybody jumped on or I shouldn't say jumped on the bandwagon. No, fuck it. You jumped on the bandwagon with that bloody Hello Silence song.
The Sound of Silence.
Sound of Silence song. Whatever.
Yeah.
You jumped
Cover,
on the
yeah.
for all man. They used
No,
to
they
do
were pretty popular before then, dude.
exactly, but they used to do covers of songs at the end of each one of their albums.
And they were sick.
Yeah. And can I just say, the cover of Shout is one of the best things I've ever heard in my life. Like, I love their covers. I love their covers.
Great cover.
Yeah.
Great cover. What was your first live concert that you attended?
Mine was a Parkway Drive.
Old Chisel.
Oh, they're two solid as fuck ones.
Fucking Chisel. Nice.
Yeah, it was Cold Chisel at the Clipsal 500 as well.
Oh,
Oh,
very nice. I like that.
I can smell the spilt VB and the flannelettes and
Oh,
love it.
Yeah,
it was something else.
that would have been an experience for sure. And you said Parkway
It's
Drive,
15
yeah?
as well.
Yeah, mine was a Parkway one. It was still one of the, when they were doing the school, like the high school halls.
Oh
One of those
wow.
ones. So that was actually up at the sunny coast. It was like one of their last school hall ones.
Oh,
that was a sick
wow.
show.
Hell yeah.
That would have been something else.
Very sick. Very sick.
Nice, nice. I like that. Oh, those are some good answers. I don't think
Yeah.
we've had Cold Chisel before,
No, we
have
haven't.
we?
We haven't. We've had Barnes. I think we've had Barnes, but not Chisel.
There you go.
Yeah.
What is an instrument that you've always wanted to learn but haven't yet?
Accordion, straight up.
Whoa.
Saxophone.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
okay. Well, there
Accordion
you go.
and saxophone solos in
Put
the
it-
next Void Matter EP.
Yes,
Down. Done.
that's your
Done.
mission. You gotta learn them and put them in the next album,
Lock it
the
in.
next EP.
Fantastic.
Lock it in.
It'll
Even if
be
it's-
there.
Even if
Oh,
it's just
do you
like a
know
weird
what?
intro.
Nah, dude. Just you don't even have to learn how to play it. Can you just start a song? Can you just get typical accordion polka music, start it, and then just drop straight into it, and just try and write a guitar riff around the polka music? That'd be sick.
I know what we need is a Void Matter cover of Careless Whisper with fucking with the saxophone sample in there, and then like a weird, like accordion accompaniment somehow. I think yeah, need to make that. I think that's
I
gotta
don't
be the
know how the rest of the band will feel, but we'll do it.
We're
Not the
into it.
rest of the band. We're
We're
talking
in
to you
Void-
guys.
We're in Void Matter now. We are the band.
Yeah, yeah, we are. Look
I
at
have-
me.
The majority of our
Look at
boys,
me.
let's go.
I am in Void Matter now. That's pretty good though. Those are some good ones. Have we had accordion
No.
before? That's the first time we've had accordion. I
No.
think we've had saxophone before. We haven't had
Yeah.
accordion before. So that's good. I love these ones, man. We get the wildest picks sometimes. It's amazing. Okay. All right, I like this one. So, if you could pick one big band or artist to open a show for, now the caveat, the rules around this are simple. It's literally anyone, living or dead, active or not, whatever period in their career that you could choose. If you could just bend the laws of space and time and have Void Matter open for one big band or artist, who would you pick? Like just your dream fucking choice.
I'd probably go Lamb of God.
Yeah.
That'd be rad.
Current era
both
or
that- with
I'd
both
go
Atlas.
Periphery.
With both Atlas. That is good. That is a first. That is good answer. That is good answer. Good answer.
So sorry, mate. I didn't catch that one, Aaron. What was that?
Periphery.
Ah,
I love
Periphery.
Periphery.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. I'll tell you what, Lamb got to be high up on my fucking list.
Oh yeah.
Lamb got to be real high on my fucking list. Jesus Christ.
Like
I'd probably do it any era. Definitely in Wrath though, if I could.
Yeah,
That'd be sick.
right.
Yeah.
Just oh god, I love that album.
Man, I saw him on that fucking tour.
Same here.
I saw him on that tour at the Horden Pavilion. No, Big Top.
Yeah,
Big
man.
Top at Luna Park in Sydney, man. That fucking show went off. Fuck. Fuck, who else was on that? So you were at that show, yeah, Kyle? Who else was
Oh
on that
yeah,
one?
I got there late.
Was it, did they tour with Machine Head? Is that who else was on that one?
No, because Machine Head would Lamb of God were headlining. Machine Head wouldn't open for him. Maybe
So
they
who
did.
else was on it then?
Arch Enemy.
No, I don't.
That would have been sick though.
That
Was
must
it?
have been a different tour. That must have been a different tour because I'm
Nah.
sure I saw them play the Big Top with Machine Head.
Maybe.
And
Maybe it was
Hatebreed.
Machine Head. Maybe it was Machine Head and Hatebreed. Actually, I think
Anyway.
it might have been.
And Amur. Amur was on that show as well. It was like Amur, Hatebreed, Lamb of God, and Machine Head.
I
What a
just
fucking lineup, by the way.
I just remember they opened up with oh god, I can't even remember the song now, but I remember the opening track if I hear it, and
It was the opening one from the album,
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Kicked in with that.
and yeah, I lost my
With the
mate,
roof off the
and
place.
I didn't see him for the rest of the night. I was very drunk, and yeah,
All right, time to break out the Spotify playlists, fellas. Who is an artist or a band that you're listening to at the moment that you think is underrated and deserves more attention?
I'm going to whip open my
Oh.
Spotify and have a look at recently played.
Yes. Please feel
Let's do
free
it.
to do so. Please feel free to do so.
I'm gonna
We
have to get a
have,
cutaway for that part.
Yeah, give them like, give people like that you have the fucking Jeopardy music playing
Yeah.
or some shit. Yeah.
Actually, I'll get that one. I'll get the Jeopardy. You guys should do a heavy version of it for me. Get Zach to do a solo.
Actually, they're getting a lot of recognition now, but I've been vibing Earthcaller for a fair bit.
Earth
They're sick.
Core.
Earthcaller.
Earthcaller. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, all
Okay.
right. Let's have a look here. Okay. I'm looking at these album covers. I'm liking what I see.
Excuse me.
Very, very cool.
That shit looks like it goes pretty hard.
Oh,
Oh yeah, so down.
I've only
They say don't judge a book by its cover. Then why do they give it such cool covers? Stop with the lies.
Sorry, Aaron. What was your one?
I haven't listened to them too much yet because I've only recently gotten into them, but I'm really enjoying Dream State.
Dreams.
Dream State.
This is how we find
Yeah.
new bands to listen to in our
Yeah.
spare time.
Love this.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah, their song Primrose is, it just hits the spot.
Hey.
Ooh. They look metalcore-ish.
Another cool album cover as well.
Mm.
Judgy.
All's right. Those are on the list now.
Ooh,
Absolutely.
I like it.
This is
Chin Up,
great.
Princess. Yes. Latest single.
Yeah.
Give that a listen.
So yeah, we love this. The whole reason we have that question in there is because we never like to be stagnant. We never like to remain like. We never want to hit the point where we're only listening to shit that we've listened. You know, that's such a window when we're never trying to find new shit. Like,
Yeah.
Apparently there was a study done and they reckon that your taste in music kind of solidifies for most people between like 30 and 35, and that's kind of around where they stop finding new stuff, which it kind of explains why the bands that people in their 30s grew up on are usually the bands that are considered dad rock.
Yeah.
And
My babe's dad rock now.
They are. They are. Blink-182's dad rock. Linkin Park's dad rock. Green Day's dad rock. All these bands that have been around 20 plus years, they're fucking dad rock.
Bro,
Man, I
just,
love
just,
some dad
just,
rock.
It's
just wait till,
Metallica's like granddad rock now. You
yeah,
see,
yeah, just
he's
wait.
not. He's not Papa Het anymore. He's Grandpapa Het.
Wait till we're older and listen to the radio or some junk and they're like, yeah, sweating to the oldies, and you're like, this song only came out
Yeah. Yep. Sweating to the classics. Classic rock. Oh.
I'm
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah. Gray's in the beard. Again, the gray streak in here. It's fucking. It's not happening.
I feel the need now to get a random jacket and just put patches all over it.
Oh, man, you know what? Okay, I've got to tell you at Hell Vegan Fest on the weekend,
Yeah.
which was amazing, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, go and check out my video.
Yeah,
report
dude, it
on
was
on the
really
channel.
good.
It was really good. Good vibes all around. Everyone was just there to have a good time. It was awesome. I saw someone had a battle vest that was like not just a vest, it was like a long one. Kind of like I think went down to about his knees.
Like nearly a mid-length trench coat.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's impressive. Covered in patches. It was like, all right.
That thing would weigh a ton.
Like that's the guy that's been around the trenches.
It's like the equivalent of getting tattoos.
Almost.
It is. It is.
Almost. You
And
can be a clean
never-
skin, but if you have a good battle vest.
Yeah, you can. You don't mess with a man's battle vest or lady's battle
All right.
vest.
All right, back to the questions here. What is something that people may be surprised to learn about you?
That's a really good question.
Thank you. I totally stole it from a YouTuber that I watch that does interviews, by the way. It's like no, all credit goes to Chris Van Vliet. If you ever watch interviews and anything, if you like watching interviews, Chris Van Vliet's fucking top-notch interviewer. But yeah, I'd like to pinch some questions from him because the dude knows what he's fucking talking about. Anyway.
I'm gonna regret this, but I want another shot.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Look, I'll show you how. Okay, you ever see what happens to metho when you mix it with water? It goes like white. You're meant to mix this stuff with a bit of water, right? My only issue is when
You can just say they're jizz shots, brother. It's okay.
Look, it starts clear. It does start clear, but then you go like this. You just put a little splash in, and it goes jism. And you're just like, yeah. Oh, that's jizz.
Oh,
Oh, that'll take paint off walls.
Oh,
see.
You have something, Mikey?
I got no idea, man. I can do something professional or something personal, or I don't know.
whatever you are comfortable sharing, gentlemen. There's no.
The only thing I can think of is I spent 6 months in high school learning the cello.
Whoa,
That's cool.
That's the only thing I can think of.
that's pretty fucking surprising.
Why'd you stop?
Because I decided that I would rather be really good at guitar than okay at 2 instruments.
Okay.
And I'm still working on the really good at guitar part.
Look, no, that's perfectly valid. That's perfectly valid. I've tried cello, man, and I know it's fucking tough.
Even Kim Lewis, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
For
Yeah, I
mine,
don't think I've even told the band that.
Oh wow.
No, we had no idea, dude.
Oh, the more you know.
See, we're breaking down barriers
That's
here.
it. That's what we
We're
do.
bringing you closer together as bandmates. Let the
Oh,
healing continue.
Now he's going to get to practice, and they're going to call him Cello Boy.
Cello.
Every time
I
he
know
calls him on the
Crispy.
phone. Every time he calls him on the phone, that's how they're answering now.
Cello.
Absolutely.
I know Crispy is watching this, and I know he's probably already changed the nickname in the group chat by now because of that statement.
Oh man!
Hey, if
that's
you're looking
great.
for a fun name, you should call him Lemoncello.
There you go.
Oh man!
Sorry, Mikey.
For mine, lots of people with my personal life and the band knows it, but I am the big dumb boy that sits up there, plays drums, but I'm also a fully qualified international welding engineer.
Oh wow!
Oh hell yeah!
So that's fun.
So,
Nice.
Wow, that's like structural and big buildings.
That's impressive,
and wow,
man.
that's some heavy stuff. Literally.
Literally.
Nice.
But a lot of people don't expect that, so I'll go with that one.
No, that's fucking cool, man.
I like that. I like that, man. You should.
But I can't weld for shit, so don't ask me to weld anything. Just for the engineering side.
Hey, your hands are too precious to be holding bloody stick and TIG welders, mate.
So that's the thing, is like you get the engineers out on site and you always like check the edges, because if it can pass soft engineer hands, you've rounded your edges, mate. It's fine.
Just walking around touching corners all the time. Oh.
Do you get
And it's not
filthies
just the
from
autism,
actual
it's great.
welders?
What was that, sorry, bro?
Do you get filthies from the actual welders? They're out there like doing the stuff, and then you're coming down like judging it and shit.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're like, "Fuck this guy. He's not doing shit."
You don't know. You're just an engineer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I've
Yeah,
worked on
yeah.
job sites.
Part and parcel of it. It's good fun.
Well, you know where you
Okay.
stand.
Yeah, generally in the air-conditioned office.
Yeah, that's it. Well, they're damn sweat monkeys.
All right. So you guys have done, been doing music for a little while now. I'm sure you've written a bunch of different songs. Oh, you.
Sorry,
Go
I
on,
just
mate.
wanted to ask because I've noticed, like, obviously with your guys' timeline, how bad did the lockdown? Obviously, it affected you, but how did you find it sort of going in, and then because you guys started in 2019, so it would have been like, well, the first lot of stuff sort of went up at 2019, and then 2020, and would have
Yeah, so it did slow things down a little bit for us, like getting going. We did do a few gigs during, so luckily in Brisbane we were still able to do gigs through the majority of it, but there were some really weird gigs where it'd be like places where you'd usually have 300, got a cap of 50, and everyone's sitting down. So there were some strange gigs like that, but yeah, probably the biggest thing that did affect us was, yeah, just if we wanted to do interstate travel, we were trying to get down and do Sydney gigs and that kind of stuff. So we just had to try and vibe around, just do local stuff. And in the meantime, during all the COVID, we just took the time and wrote the EP. So it's pretty beneficial. And
at least you kept busy. That's the main thing.
yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Always
yeah.
gotta
I mean,
ask.
it was a very weird time. Like I
Because
saw a few different bands post videos doing those shows where people sat down, and it was it must have been difficult. trying to play in that environment and not having the same energy from the crowd.
It was very unusual. Very unusual.
That's the biggest. That was the biggest thing. It's just like there was no. Well, there wasn't no crowd response because they did what they could with what they had, but they weren't up at the front of the stage with us headbanging against the thing. Us being worried about them having a concussion because they're so close to a fold back kind of thing. Yeah, it was different. That's for sure.
Oh, Linda Jane, I met Void Matter during COVID, and those gigs were brilliant. There you go. Bit of feedback. That's good.
Oh.
That's awesome, Linda.
Linda's no J. OJ? OG. We love Linda.
OJ.
Yeah,
Linda is orange juice, according to Mikey.
Yeah. The original.
Linda
original
shares,
juice.
shares posts from our page. She shares lots of posts from our page. We love you, Linda. You're
We
amazing.
appreciate it.
We very, very much appreciate it. So, next question, like I said, now you guys you've been around for a little bit. You've done music for a little while. I'm sure you were writing a ton of songs in your bedroom as teenagers. What's the cringiest band name or song name or lyric that you've ever written or been involved with?
So I think it's definitely going to be a Void Matter one for me.
Ooh.
Okay.
So one of our favorite songs to play is Extinction. But Crispy, I'm so sorry for saying this, but I cringe really hard every time he introduces it when he says, "Who likes fucking dinosaurs?" Like, I love it. I love the cringe, but it gets me every time.
Okay, so that's the reference then from earlier from
That's it.
from Kim. Okay.
To be fair, that intro did evolve from Who Wants to Mix Frog DNA with Embryos because Luke was a Jurassic Park fan. So
Quite literally evolved into a dinosaur.
Literally.
yeah, it got to the end result.
Wow.
This is a punny episode.
Uh,
Yeah. It's
okay.
what we do best.
I think he needs to switch. I think he needs to switch that wording around though. I think it needs to be who fucking likes dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Because that other one's
I've
like,
been asking him for years, man.
oh,
Yeah.
Crispy. Nobody wants to or even can have sex with a dinosaur.
like, yeah.
I'm sure
We
he'll try that.
we love dinosaurs. Like, let me tell you, when I
How
was
is
in the US,
T-Rex
I
gonna
went to
reach
some
around?
museum. tiny little arms. Yeah, no reach arounds from the T-Rex. Oh wow, that is not a sentence I ever thought I would say in my fucking life. Jesus.
That wasn't on my bingo card.
No, I'm a massive dinosaur nerd, so like, yeah, I go ape shit for that stuff. Like, let me tell you, when I was in the US earlier this year, I went to a couple of museums, and like Cincinnati Museum had dinosaur shit and space shit and Lego, a big Lego exhibit. I was set. I was like,
Wow.
10-year-old me is
Perfect.
in heaven right now. This is the best.
Mm.
All right. Cool. And okay, let's close it out on a slightly more wholesome one here. If you could give your younger self one piece of music-related advice from when you're just starting out, what would it be?
Practice your Muppet.
Yeah, practice more. I was going to say that too. Get in your half hour a day. Make it a habit.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah,
the best
I think-
advice you can give to anyone.
I really do, and you know, I just think that's a thing of. I think it's less of a thing now. I really do. I genuinely do. I think kids that are doing music nowadays, I feel like they put in so much more time and effort than a lot of us did at the same age, because we kind of thought, oh yeah, we'll go in, we'll pick up a guitar, we'll practice for like a couple of months, and then stuff will start to happen, right?
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays, with the access to all the resources that people have got, like if we wanted to learn, a song when we were starting out, like we had to either buy the tab book or try and figure it out by ear.
Or risk
Right.
going on the internet and getting.
Whereas now you can just fucking go on the internet and find it. Now you can get tutorial videos for any song. There's a dozen tutorial videos up there at your fucking fingertips.
Falling short, you
You
can
know,
get the actual tutorial
or if you
video
want to,
off the musician.
yeah, or if you want to learn a technique, if you want to learn a certain guitar technique, right? Like, you know, you had if your parents weren't paying for lessons, a lot of these techniques you kind of couldn't really learn because you didn't have anyone to show you how to do them. Whereas again, there's resources online now, and you can find a dozen videos on it in like 5 seconds.
To be fair, you still got to put in the hours though.
Oh yeah.
You do. You absolutely do.
100%. Like the resources there, but you got to
Yes,
put in the hours.
you do. You 100% do. But I think it's a case of, you know, we maybe wanted to learn certain things, certain techniques, or certain songs, or certain aspects of the instrument that we maybe didn't have access to, which is disheartening and doesn't drive. It kind of saps your desire to practice for a lot of people. Which I think the fact that those resources are available now it's like, yeah, okay, I'm not having a lot of fun playing the guitar in this way. I want to learn how to play it in this other way, or this other style, this other technique, so that I can start doing that. Bam, I can go and learn it straight away, you know? And that, and understanding the music business as well. I think there's just way more resources for kids these days. And I hate saying that because it makes me feel old, and it points out how old I am. But it's true, and like I've said it before, that I genuinely think that the 18, 19, 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds that are coming into the music scene now, the rock and the metal scene, are going to fucking revive. They're gonna make it shoot to the fucking stars again.
Oh yeah.
The way it was, the way it used to be many years ago.
But I'm sure every generation of heavy music listeners, you know, been concerned about what's going to happen in the next generation of music, and everyone's been proved wrong, man. We're still here. We're still going strong. We're bigger and badder than ever. The community, like now with the internet now, it's just turned it more globally. People can connect around the world at any time they want. You can hear the news all the time. Everyone knows what's going on.
And I really think as well, like something that I I like talking about is the new metal era was an explosion of variety. You know, people were going, hey, metal works with this genre, or it works with this genre, or in this genre, you know, and we're getting that again.
Mm.
People are out here doing metal mixed with all kinds of different shit now that even back in, 20 years ago in the height of new metal, no one would have ever thought to try. And I'm all for it. I love it because it just shows the versatility that's available there. And I think it just means that there's more metal available for more people than there ever has been.
Oh yeah.
And, gets me excited because I like finding new shit. I like finding stuff that's pushing the boundaries and doing something different. Which is, that's one of the reasons we ask people who they're listening to. Because, like, you don't know if you don't ask, and you don't know what's out there that you don't know about. So,
And you always want that most left field thing.
yeah, give me
Something
that
new,
left
something
field shit.
fresh.
Give me that bloody wood. Like mixing job in traditional instruments with heavy metal. Give me that fucking shit that's so down tuned it's barely even can be considered music. Give me that shit that's like fucking what's her name? Scene Queen doing that like bimbo core stuff.
She won an
Right?
award.
Like fucking I love it. And the more it pisses off the elitists, the better.
Yeah.
That's all
Absolutely.
I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, like to all those metal conformists out there, we're going to be so non-conformist that we're not going to conform to your ideas of metal.
Oh. Very non.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next segment. Let's move on. If Kyle's got the... Yes. Kyle, if you have the cutaway ready, let's hit it.
Let's do it.
Come on, if you want to fight, come on then.
Get in the bin.
Are you enjoying the weather there, mate? What? Are you enjoying the weather there?
Right. Alrighty. So, if you've never seen the show before, this segment is called Get in the Bin. And it's pretty much what it sounds like. We talk to our very esteemed guests. We've learned a little bit about what they like about the music business, what's there. Now we get to find out what they don't like about the music business. So, basically, this is where we ask if you could suddenly become all powerful like Thanos with the fucking thing, and could snap your fingers and just erase stuff from the music business, what would it be and why? We'll grab two from each of you. I don't care who wants to go first, or if you want to go one and then go back and forth, or if you want to do your two and then go to the other fella. However you want to do it. But what would you take from the music industry and just fucking throw it away?
We'll go one each, Aaron. You go first.
I'm still thinking.
I'll go first then.
All right.
For what we were just talking about before, gatekeeping and the whole metal elitist scene, it's just, it's not cool, man. It's takes people away from the scene, discourages the scene. It's just absolute cringe, man. It's got no place.
No.
That'd be my number one thing to take out. Would be just the whole gatekeeping and elitism.
Yep, 100%. 100%. I can't
Because
stand
I fucking
it.
love me some novelty metal.
Yes, I love it. The wackier, the better. Give me the weird shit. Even if I don't necessarily enjoy it the same way I enjoy some other stuff, I find it's fascinating, just from a musician's perspective.
12-foot ninja.
Just
That's all I got to
to
say.
analyze it a little bit, like the fact, 12-foot ninja weaving in like these, but like 12-foot ninja are doing just a natural extension of what Faith No More did for so long.
Yep.
You're mixing in, multiple genres together just for fun because it goes where you don't expect it to, and it keeps it interesting and enjoyable. Still devastated that those guys called it a day. By the way, still devastated. But no, we're 100% on board with that. Like, fuck elitists, fuck gatekeepers. It's the more people that are interested in metal, the better. And it's hard. It's hard though, because there's points where, we've talked about this before. Like, you get a song that'll blow up on TikTok, and then, like, I think it's I Prevail will do a tour, and half the fans will show up for the one song that they know from TikTok, and then they'll leave.
That's why you'll play all your TikTok songs right at the end.
But as the ticket holders, they have the right to do that. They've paid their money's as good as everyone else's, and it's a difficult decision because from one aspect you feel for the band and you want to go, that's a little bit shit having that go out, but having that sort of stuff happen, and you feel for the people that wanted to go to see the whole set rather than just one song. But these people have paid their money just like everyone. It's their right as a concert goer to leave when they choose. And you kind of you can feel both sides, I think, in that situation, and it's hard not to come across as gatekeepery when I talk about that kind of stuff.
Hey, look,
but
as a band, you're probably just going to turn around, look at the promoter, and just go, "Are we still getting paid?" They're going to go, "Shit, yeah, you're still getting paid. Everyone bought tickets. They just left. You're just going to go, cool beans. We're playing a show."
But that's where Kyle's got the right point. If you have a song that goes viral on social media, just make that the end of your set.
Just play the game. Play the game.
Yep.
Or is there a way that you can change your set up into a medley? Have that punched in every between sets.
Yeah.
Have riffs on it. Can you
keep everyone interested?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to play it? No, not yet.
It's the ADHD generation, man. Just keep them engaged.
Absolutely. You got to be doing what your audience wants.
Yeah. I can only imagine the kittens that the old mob would have been having when people started putting all those elaborate LED screens and the video clips playing in the background and taking all their attention away. And no,
There needs to be a wall of amps there.
Yeah. No, there doesn't.
Even though the wall of amps was never really a wall of amps.
What have all those poor people on acid going to do?
Wall of boxes with some fabric.
Yeah.
Who's next? I like that. It's always a good one, but that one comes up so often and it's so good.
But I think it's a good sign. I think
is.
it means that the people that we get on the podcast are like the good people that are not gatekeepery fucking dickheads. So I'll take that as a good sign.
Yeah. Change is coming.
Have you got one, Aaron?
Absolutely. Since we started talking about gatekeeping, my mind just keeps going, like, circling back to something to do with that. Like, to add to that, it's like people that go, "Oh, you don't like metal because you listen to another genre."
Oh my god. Fuck it, yeah. That shit
Get
can
in
fuck
the
right off.
bin.
That can fuck right off.
In the
That can,
bin.
Yeah. It in the,
that
it
can get in the
honestly
stinkiest,
it does my
smelliest
head in.
dumpster ever. Like, yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely not something I've personally experienced, but I've seen people on posts and everything going, "Oh, wait, you listen to this? You mustn't really like metal then." It's like,
But
shut your guts.
how fucking
Changing it
old
up
are
a
these
bit.
people? How fucking old are these people? Like, yeah, I was like that when I was
Yeah.
when I was 17. Right? Like, how
Mm.
fucking old are these people that still say that? Because,
And
like, I
that's,
tell you
to
what,
be fair though, that's only
you're
because
not
we
a-
felt like we had to carry a flag.
if you're still doing that and you're out of your teens, grow the fuck up.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
grow the fuck up, honestly. Like, I don't give a shit. Like what you like.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
dude, the amount of fucking shit, I'm sure we've all experienced it, right? Like, you go to a big concert, the sound guy is playing, you know, whatever, it's like not metal in between things, right?
Yeah.
And the crowd grooves like a motherfucker to the whole thing. It was in Cincinnati for what I call it the Rise of the Machine tour. So it was like Cultist Black, Twisted, Fear Factory, Dope, and Static X, right? And he was playing. I've got a video somewhere. Like, I'm going to try and
My
find it so I
hip
can
pocket,
confirm what
like
it
if
is.
that came to Australia, that's a festival. That's a festival fucking night. Like, who headlines?
Static X, because it was the
Oh,
Rise of the
yeah,
Machine tour, 100%. But
But
like,
still, I mean, Fear Factory as well. I mean, come on.
yeah. Well, I mean, fuck, I got to feel bad. Tony Campos is out there doing double duty on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, hang on. I have to try and find this because it was a not metal song. It was not a very metal song, but people were fucking.
Raph, you did
like,
right. Every time I've
everyone
been to
was singing
shows,
the fuck along to it.
nobody plays metal in the background. Very rarely. The funniest thing I ever saw, I don't know if you remember this at a Soundwave one year. It was all metal songs, but it was played in piano lounge sort of music.
Amazing.
So, what was it? It was like
Oh.
he's going like I did it all for the nookie. The
Oh,
nookie.
would have been Richard Cheese, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that was probably it. I never heard
I
of
was
it,
about
dude.
to
But
say-
that was
yeah.
that was funny as hell.
Yeah, Richard Cheese does lounge music covers of fucking like metal and popular music.
Oh, well, there we go.
It's great.
Kim,
I will
Kim
never
Louise has said
forget.
that I will say that I enjoyed Bluntfield and Hellwagen Fest last weekend, and it's so not my style. Well, I didn't think it was. Yeah, see, we'll get you.
He was.
Yeah.
We'll get
Oh, there we go. Okay, it was Sweet Caroline. It was Sweet Caroline. The crowd was
Yeah.
like, the music was Sweet Caroline.
Iconic.
Everyone's doing it. It gets to the whole bit, and everyone's like,
Watching music.
Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba. And everyone, fucking the lighting guy got in on it and did like a fucking like crowd flood and everything. It's great. Or like you fucking Britney Spears will be playing and everyone sings like there's nothing metalheads love more than a sing along to Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Oh, dude.
I'm sorry. You get fucking anything.
To be
And
fair,
it worked.
not a lot of us came out of the womb, and then we're just like, here's heavy metal. We had to go on some personal journeys to find it. I actually like to really say that most of the time with metal, you don't choose it; it chooses you. Because it's like you either love or you hate it. There's really no sort of in between. There's no real middle. Like people might like some songs, but as a general thing, you either like metal or it's just like, nah, it's not my cup of tea. And it's normally like it somehow lands in your lap at the most appropriate time, and a song will move you, and it just makes you want to dig deeper. And it's the journey.
And
It's like Lord of the Rings and shit.
You either get it or you don't.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where people don't understand how we can listen to metal music and find it relaxing, right? But it comes down to psychology, right? Like they've done studies on this, and if you're sad, the best way to get to be not sad is to deal with that emotion. You deal with your feelings, deal with your emotions. So one way people do that is they listen to sad music, so they get to feel the feeling and come out the other side of it, rather than trying to deny it and push back against it. And it's the same, I think, with metal. Like, a lot of people that like metal, they see that the world is a fucked up place in a lot of ways, and you know, we're not happy about that. You know, we're angry about shit in the world, and we listen to stuff that's going on in our lives, or in, you know, our friends' lives, or in society in general, and we're not happy about it. We're angry about it, and so we listen to angry music, and it helps us process a lot of those feelings. I think it was the 1991 Monsters of Rock in Moscow stuff. You know, Phil Anselmo says heavy metal is controlled violence in a violent world. You know, it's a way of controlling the chaos, and I think that for a lot of us, you know, there's and again, you know, you look at studies that they've done, and they're like, okay, higher numbers of people that listen to heavy metal, you know, deal with, you know, mental illness and a lot of, you know, mental issues. And I think that's a case of people that experience those conditions are often drawn to metal because, again, it's something that sounds and feels familiar to what their experience is, rather than it causing the, you know, the depression or the anxiety and things like that. And that's what I love, and especially in Brisbane, I've found there is a lot of solidarity in the community, and the community will come together to help people that need it, and we will support our own.
Even if you don't want it, too bad, we're here.
But yeah, so I kind of went off on a bit of a tangent there, but
Kim Lewis is right.
you know,
Metal is a release, not sadness necessarily, no, but you are talking about the exception, not the rule.
it's a catharsis.
It is.
Is the key thing.
Furthermore, my point, it really just, it's like misery loves company. Nobody wants to feel like crap on their own, so you may as well have someone to relate to and can get you through it.
All right, who wants to go with their second one?
I've got a good one.
All right.
It's a little bit more lighthearted.
Okay.
That's fine.
Man, expensive cymbals that break. That can go right in the fucking bin. Fuck that, man.
Man, I could not be a drummer. I could not be a fucking drummer with the amount of shit you guys have to fucking buy. Oh my god, no way.
Aaron will understand this, but I've just gone to New Zildjian A Customs, and I have been so anal about playing them soft, being gentle with them, treating them very, very nicely. Because, like, man, I can't afford to replace this shit.
Don't let Zach anywhere near your shit. Zach's one of these drummers that every time he plays the drums, he hits it as hard as he physically can, every single hit. I'm like, man,
he tries to push through the cymbal and break the sound and time barrier.
Look, I love the guy, man, but I'm just like, dude, you don't have to hit it as hard as you physically can every single time.
I get way too tired for that, man. Like, I don't know how dudes do that for an entire set, eh?
Oh man, you got to
sweaty boy.
Zach's the kind of drummer that people are just like, they cannot believe how animated he is as a drummer, how much of a performer he is as a drummer. Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Like, I have so much respect for the guy. Like, he's done, I mean, and he's done it all. Like, he's done like front man, he's done drums, but even as the drummer, he's like, you're drawn to him visually, which means that we all have to work that much fucking harder to get noticed on the stage. But no, I agree, man. Like, the drum shit is way fucking too expensive.
See, this is where cymbal companies, though, need to sort of turn around and put, like, a little bit of a guarantee. Like, come on, man. Like,
I've had cymbals go in a single set before. Like, brand new cymbal comes out and it's broken in the first song.
It's like you ring them up.
Surely there's a warranty issue there.
There have to be. You'd ring them up and you'd be like, okay, I hit your cymbal and it broke. It's not meant to do that.
Yeah, I tried and they're just like, sorry, brother, if you hit it. I'm like,
it made to be fucking hit.
What else am I supposed to do with it?
Like, what else? I made the blow on, like you put it on the set and Like, what am I supposed to fucking
You
do?
hit it once and you sample.
Yeah,
Sample all of it.
yeah. No touch,
Yeah.
only play.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
Now I
Fucking
understand.
come on,
I
guys,
understand
that's
why he got so upset when he rubbed his balls all over his drum kit.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
I like that one.
Oh
That's a
my
good one.
God.
Cymbal companies do
Wow.
better, or at least have a fucking warranty. You got to hit the thing. Come on, sort it out.
They're made to be hit. You can't say, well, you hit it, it broke. Like, what do you? No, that's some bullshit.
It always cracks me up when people say, "But you hit it wrong."
Oh.
Yeah, what?
Oh,
Does it come with a Does it come with a booklet on the way to hit it? Because then I could understand.
That would be very impressive, though. Like a full IKEA manual how to hit
Yeah.
a cymbal. That'd
Yeah.
be kind of cool.
How to symbol.
It's either that or you just found the one weak spot in that whole
Yeah.
set.
mm.
I mean, that's it. Anything that's manufactured like that, there's going to be
Mm.
structural,
Nothing's perfect.
it's issues with structural integrity on the occasional one. It's like it's the reverse of that that acoustic guitar, that
Oh.
cheap guitar thing, right? It's like what are they? On average, one of every 50 cheap fucking guitars is going to be incredible because it's just by sheer luck of the quality control, a really, really good one gets through.
Unless you're picking up like a
You know.
handmade USA and you're spending like the thousands
Yeah,
of
but
dollars.
That's what I'm saying. Every cheap
Yeah.
guitar,
Yeah.
cheap guitar.
Yeah.
Like, but you just get lucky sometimes with the variance in quality that, on average, one in every 50 is going to be really decent.
Got the one in every 50. I think I'm not that good, so I don't know. You know what you should do though? you should start a YouTube channel about drum cymbals. That way, they'll send you ones for review that you can review in your sets.
And if they work, you can
And
just
then
keep them.
if they're really crap, you can just absolutely blast the company, and chances are they might send you out a new one.
There you go.
Not a bad idea. It's a good side hustle.
That
Cool.
way,
Something right there.
yeah, you can practice. You can talk about the cymbals. It forces you to practice. You get added revenue if you do the YouTube stuff. And then
You sold me an added practice. I need it.
yeah, and then yeah, you got who knows what might happen if you let ham on a cymbal hard enough. They're like, we can't have this. We can't have this guy. He hit the cymbal and it broke.
Yeah.
And
And
then
if
we'll
it's a-
finally get booklets that say how to hit a cymbal.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You heard it here first.
Yes. And get Zach in as your power tester.
Oh my god.
Uh,
He reminds so funny because Zach reminds me of a drummer that was out here, Kurt, and he was the exact same. The only way you can describe him was like animal out of the Muppets.
Muppets, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the only- just animals.
That's it.
Good drummer
That's the
right there.
description. All right, Aaron, what's your second one?
I feel like I'm copping out because I keep piggybacking off of Mikey, but he's saying everything that's making me think of something. And this is not directed at Mikey because he is an excellent drummer, but your expensive gear does not make you a good musician.
Oh,
Golf clap. Golf clap.
Golf clap.
1,000%. 1,000%.
It's the amount of times, and it hasn't happened recently. Actually, since I've even been in Void Matter, it hasn't happened. But the amount of times I've seen someone go, "I've got a Gibson." It's like, yeah, but you're still playing Seven Nation Army on it.
Yeah. Man, I've been there. I've fucking seen it. Like, I played a bunch of shows in New South Wales when I still lived down there. Guy would insist on bringing it because he was like an old school 80s metal dude, and he insisted on bringing a double stack guitar amp to every fucking show. So he had like the double cabs stacked up with the thing on top, and he was having to like reach up like this to turn the fucking knobs. Or like this fucking bass player who, if people know, they know, and I'm not going to name him and put him on blast that way, but people will know him. And like the guy was like, he took fucking shots at me when our bands first played together because I had Ashton amp, right? And he's like, oh, anyone who plays Ashton can't consider themselves a real musician.
Or
I was like, mate, I was playing Ashton, and I don't think it. oh, I didn't mean you, bro. I'm like, well, I was the only one playing Ashton at the gig last night, and now you're saying this. So, who's it directed at then? You know, and this idea that, and I'm like, you know, people like Cliff Burton and Geezer Butler, when they were starting out, kind of they built their own amps, which is why they had such unique
Yeah.
sounds. Are you going to say that they're not talented? You know, fucking. But this was a guy who bought super expensive gear, played super loud, and had zero sense of rhythm, and he was meant to be a bass player. Like,
Yeah.
no fucking sense of anything. One of the worst bass players I've seen in my life. And you know, maybe he got better. I don't know. I haven't seen him I haven't seen him play in a very, very long time.
50
Maybe he
bucks
pulled
and
his head
stuff
in
went
and
to a
got
hop
better.
shop.
But like, yeah, I've experienced it. I've experienced it firsthand. You know, these people that want to come in and they think that because they've got the most expensive gear, it somehow makes them a good player.
Yep.
You know, and I often find it's
buying the
Yeah.
$1,200
opposite.
guitar that Periphery use, you should spend $400 and then spend that extra $800 on finding some really good lessons.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
find
and
people.
something most people don't realize. Sorry, go on, mate.
No. You go on. You go on.
I was just going to say something that a lot of people don't realize is that expensive equipment, you have to be a good musician to play because that amplifies your idiosyncrasies and how you play. So if you're hitting a note on your guitar wrong, your Squire may have forgiven that, but your Jackson is not going to allow that to go anywhere unnoticed.
Yeah. Exactly.
They never realize that.
Like I've been playing bass
Never gets
for
it.
I've been playing bass for fucking God 20 years now. And only just in the last sort of few years have I really put together my collection of like dream basses. Like I'm talking the American made Fenders, the fucking
Yeah.
Ernie Ball Music Man Stingray. Like only in the last few years have I pulled together that stuff. And I mean, yeah, okay, sure. If I'd had the money before earlier, I possibly would have done it earlier. But I really feel like not having those until more recently has allowed me to appreciate them more as well. Because, you know, if you just go out there and your first guitar is like worth $2,000, you don't know the difference. You really don't know the difference. You don't know what that money's buying you. You don't understand what the value is there. And you're not going to get a lot out of it. Whereas if you've been playing $500, you know, $400 or $500 basses or guitars your whole fucking life for like 10, 15 years, and then you come into possession of a high quality instrument, you feel the difference. You know what you're getting. You understand what you're getting.
Oh, you know it as soon as you grab the neck.
And you know, as Kim says, it picks up your more precision instruments and high quality instruments will pick up your imperfections in your playing a lot more. And it's it's important to have as much of those ironed out as possible, I think, before you move up to that high end stuff. And realistically, I think it's a lot less about it's a lot. Yes, there is difference in buying a cheap instrument versus an expensive one, but if you know what you're doing, you can make a cheap one sound like an expensive one to a point.
Absolutely.
And learning to do that adds value to you as a player and a performer, I think.
The way a lot of people got to
100%.
think of it too is that you can find cheap guitars that have really solid structures, but the internals and the electrics might not be that top notch. Guitars and stuff like that, they're essentially chassis. So, like, look, this thing here, this thing here, it's American driftwood. The thing weighs a ton. It is the most solid guitar I've ever picked up in my life. It was $200, brand new. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, Dick. Like, but you do a bit of work on that. That's gonna do you. That's gonna do you. Like, you could set that up for life.
Yeah.
And if you know what you're doing.
And the best players can make any instrument sound incredible.
Oh yeah.
So
it's not the guitar, it's you.
learn to play really well, because the instrument's not going to make you play well. I think I liken it to the producer thing we were talking about earlier. You know, like if you've learned to play, if you've learned your craft and you can play and perform really, really well, on a cheap instrument and you can sound good or very good on a cheap instrument, getting that high quality instrument is going to take you from good or very good into great.
100%.
Because it's going to help lift your game. Because one, it's going to pick up your technique better, and two, it's going to inspire you to play better.
Yeah.
And there's no magical instrument that's going to make you sound incredible, but if you're already good and you're passionate about it, and you know what you're doing, getting that high quality instrument is a game changer. But you have to do the work first.
Set yourself a goal. Set yourself a certain amount of songs you want to learn. Once you learn them and master them, then go get your new toy. Because otherwise, it's not worth spending that money on. Unless you just want to sit around and look at it. In which case, by all means, go.
Those collectors.
Yeah, man.
Buy a million fucking guitar pedals, though.
Yes. They'll make you sound good.
Yeah.
No.
No, they won't. It's the same deal. But if you find the right ones, they can be a fucking incredible. Like, shout out to Jupiter Effects. Their Warlow fuzz pedal is off the fucking chain. If you like a big muff and you want it to go crazy, like if you had a big muff, but you're like, it's good, but I wish I could crank it to 12. That's a Warlow. You want to get one of those.
Yeah, nice. Far out. That was a good one. I like them ones.
Good stuff. Yeah, that's some good stuff. So, all right. So let's move towards wrapping it up here. So let's go back to the New Metal Mayhem tour that we were talking about.
So
let's go back around to that.
Sorry, we've just been asked. So how about that Outcast?
So how about that? We can't play it, Kim. We don't have it. We can't play Outcast. It's coming soon though. They got it coming soon.
Yeah.
21st. It's 2 weeks away. It's 2 weeks away, Kim.
Who knows? We could maybe even get an exclusive with them and play it here first with the whole band on.
Maybe we'll do. Yeah, maybe we can do a reaction to it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a reaction to it. We'll get something happening for that, I'm sure.
We'll do something.
Yes, but let's look at this lineup here. So again, this New Metal Mayhem tour now. For the whole tour, you've got Waylon from Mushroom Head, who's going to be performing Mushroom Head material. His era only. He's not going to be doing stuff from before or after his time with the band, but that's a lot of time to cover. So we're keen for that. And he's going to also be doing some stuff from his current band, A Killer's Confession.
And if you haven't checked them out, dude, their new album.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Go and check out A Killer's Confession if you haven't already.
If you're a fan of like your sort of Stained and stuff like that, it will really hit you in a really sweet spot. I pinky promise.
And of course, Anders Kolsevny, the OG Slipknot vocalist, who we are really hoping to get on soon on the podcast. We're working on it. I promise we're working on it.
Logistics are proving a nightmare.
Yes, the logistics are proving a bit challenging, but we are trying to make that happen. And our goal, if we can get him on, is to learn the real origin story of Slipknot. So that's what we're hoping for.
And while Ralph's looking at that, I just want to put something out to the chat. We are trying to do a special Aussie box, like an Aussie care package for them to take home or have while they're over here. We've got like this typical, like your Vegemite, your Milo, your Tim Tams, stuff like that. We want, your Mustics or whatever, and want some real far out there ones.
Yeah, so if you've got suggestions for Aussie snacks, treats, whatever, that we can put in this care package for the boys.
4 and 20 pie. Don't know how that's going to travel.
Yeah, I don't know. We might have to. That might have to be after the show. Yeah, we don't want to risk that. But
see, I want to take them to go get a kebab.
Treat them while they're here.
That's dangerous, man. That's dangerous.
Definitely some heavy honors, though.
Yeah, keep in mind they don't have rest days between shows, dude. They're like bang, 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 bang. They can't afford to have. You get one dodgy kebab, it fucks up the rest of the tour. Like,
stick with the pub snitties.
But of course, Anders is going to be performing the original Slipknot album, Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat, in full. So if you're a fan of some of those versions of the songs, or some of those songs that never got releases in later Slipknot albums, that's going to be a real fucking treat. I think this is the first time anywhere in the world that Anders has performed this stuff. The only time it's going to happen. So if you haven't got your tickets yet, go and get your fucking tickets for your nearest show. They're running low on some of them. I saw Toowoomba's only got something like 30 tickets left.
Ooh.
So if you're out there and you want to go to the Toowoomba one, get your tickets while they fucking
And to
last.
all you Sydney people, hurry up, get your hustle on, man. Come on, 11th,
Yeah.
11th of October. I'm going to be there. I'm dragging me dad along. It's going to be so much fun.
Brisbane.
Come along, bring your dad.
Brisbane's putting you to shame, Sydney.
Yeah.
Brisbane's outdoing you, Sydney. What are you doing?
And
You
I
got to
don't
step
wanna-
your game up.
Again.
I don't want to hear this.
Again.
I don't want to hear this whole thing of it's a Wednesday night. Half of you motherfuckers work from home. Get out there.
Don't be outdone by Brisbane, Sydney.
Nah,
come on.
I need this.
We all need this, mate. But yeah, so those are the headliners. That's the big ones on there. And of course, we've got Chaosis, who's pulled this whole thing together. Amazing band from New Zealand. If you haven't checked them out, you're really missing out. They're a great live show. Chaosis is a spectacle. That's the only way to describe it live.
Yeah.
They really
yeah.
are.
You got to hear it with your eyes as well.
Yep, it's a feast for both your ears and your eyes. And Sin Soto and Piston Fist also are on that one. They're all doing the whole tour. So we've got some of those acts coming up in the next few weeks. And for the Brisbane show that's at Mansfield Tavern also has We the Hollow, Nuclear Vision, and our lovely guest today, Void Matter. The Toowoomba show has We the Hollow, Nuclear Vision, and Sang Freud. So it's crazy. I don't think there's any extra bands at the Gold Coast show, but look, Southeast Queensland's getting a real treat. We're getting three out of the 6 Australian dates.
What's happening, man? It's all
We're
happening.
fucking this is just proof that Southeast Queensland is going off, man. Like the music scene up here is going crazy. And if you're in any other state, of Australia, if you're a metal fan or a rock fan anywhere in Australia, you need to be paying attention to what's going on here in Southeast Queensland because the scene is jumping and there is so many bands that are going to be coming out. They're just going to kick the fucking door down real soon, and you want to know about them before they do.
I think I
Trust
said
me.
this last week. It seems like Sydney seems to be really metalcore based. I have heard a couple of whispers at the last couple of gigs I've gone to. I've overheard people trying out for new metal bands and stuff like that. I saw this really fucking dope new metal band last week called Dolor. They were fucking legit, real sludgy, Deftonesy sort of stuff. It was good. But yeah, I've got to say, Queensland, y'all are doing it different. And yeah, if you're in fucking Penrith this weekend, before I forget, I will forget otherwise. Get out of the Paceway.
Yes, the Paceway.
Battlefest.
Trying to make some music happen out there as well.
And now let's get into the rest of those shows.
Yeah, so that Brisbane show is October 14th. Now, let me try and find the whole fucking tour thing, because I
know it starts in Sydney on the 11th of October.
I really should bring this stuff up before we start the fucking tour.
No, it takes away the allure that we're professional. We don't want to lie to the people.
I'm totally, I totally know what I'm doing. What are we even talking about here? Okay. There we go. That's the thing. That's the one. All right, so let's get these dates. Going. So, starts off in Sydney, the 11th of October at Crowbar. Then they jet across to Adelaide, playing Enigma Bar on the 12th of October. Playing at the Bendigo Hotel in Melbourne on the 13th of October. Then comes to Southeast Queensland with 3 shows. 14th of October at Mansfield Tavern, 15th of October at Moe's Desert Clubhouse on the Gold Coast.
That's a great
Shout out to
venue.
Moe's. 16th of October at the Irish Club in in Toowoomba. After that, they get a day off. 1 day off. And that's a travel day because they're jetting across to New Zealand, where they are playing in Auckland on the 18th, Taranaki on the 19th, Wellington on the 20th, Christchurch on the 21st, Queenstown on the 22nd, and Dunedin on the 23rd. Oh my God, what a run of shows.
That was a
huge.
mouthful saying. I can only imagine what it's going to be like having to do all the shows.
I'm out of breath just running off, just listing the shows. Jesus. Yeah. I feel almost sorry for the guys, the backing bands that are going to be playing for Waylon and Anders, because I'm pretty sure that's some of the guys from Chaosis that are going to be doing that. So they're going to have to playing at least 2 sets a night for for 6 nights, have a night off, and then play another 6 nights in a row. Plus all the travel that they're going to be doing. Those guys are going to be completely fucking wrecked by the end of that.
And I think I can hear the treadmills going from all the way over there now.
Yeah,
They're
trying to get
they're
that
running,
cardio
they're
in,
trying to
right?
get the
Well,
cardio up.
All right. Well, we are going to very shortly throw to a song
We are.
from Void Matter.
We
What song
are.
did we end up lining up?
It is. Hold on, you're just going to disappear real quick.
Numbered Days, is that the
Numbered
one?
Days? Yep, that's the one.
Right. So we're going to be throwing to that film clip very shortly. You very fine gentlemen don't go nowhere when we do that because we are going to be having a quick debrief. Chat, if you've got any last minute questions, now's the time to get them in. Aaron, Mikey, have you got any last minute stuff you want to say to the people? Any last minute stuff you want to plug?
Make sure you pre-save Outcast, coming out September 21st.
Pre-save Outcast coming out September 21st.
Do it.
That does it. Oh,
If you don't, your nan will be disappointed in you.
yes.
Oh,
Don't disappoint Nan.
don't disappoint you,
Like I
Nan.
do with my
Don't
G-Shock.
disappoint nan.
She'll give you that look, and she'll just be like,
Can we
Should have
expect
known better.
a video clip for this new single?
Absolutely.
Oh, just the
Love
goodness
that.
are coming.
It's sticky.
Love it.
It's fantastic. It's actually very colourful.
Yeah.
It's going to be really cool.
Oh, mad.
It is,
Vibes.
yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. I love hearing like when you get those little tidbits.
I believe it's coming out a week or 2 weeks after. Do we have the date, Aaron?
No, we don't. So this is news to me as well. Go on, say it.
No, we do have a date that's coming out. Neither of us can remember it, so it's going to be a surprise for everyone.
Yeah.
cool. So it's going to be coming out within a few weeks of the single, hopefully. We reckon, right?
More than likely, yeah.
Very good.
Awesome. All right, Kyle, what have you got coming up on the Beer Buddy channel? Anything
Dude,
there?
honestly, I'm so stagnant in that. I've been so busy with work and kids and stuff like that. All the focus has gone into this, but I
Don't
am-
even sweat it, man.
No. What has been fun is though I've been trying to get myself injected into shows a bit more. Like I said, I went and I worked the door at that. I was just collecting the money at the door for that last show at Iron Spoke Brewery last week. It's just good to see people getting out. Obviously, it was a tough night because Avatar and Evanescence are on the same night.
Yeah, that's hard. You're going to struggle against both of those.
But they still hit their normal numbers, which was fantastic to see. So, and they went a bit over, which was even better. So yeah, supposedly this weekend, Battlefest, I'm going to try to get myself out there. I've no promises, but that is supposed to be, from what I heard at that last one at Penrith Paceway, got to 250 people. So if it does that again, that's just
That's some good numbers.
it is, and it's just good to see that the western suburbs is finally getting something again. Because I tell you what, I fucking hate going into the city now.
Yeah. Having that travel is a bit
It's
bit
not
far.
just that I've got to drive too, and like I like my drinky poos when I'm at the shows, and then it's just
That's very, very fair. That's very, very fair. We, as I mentioned, are trying to get some more of these bands from the New Metal
Yeah.
Mayhem to us. So I believe, if I'm looking at my calendar correctly, next week we should have Piston Fist.
Yep.
So shout out to those boys. They
Yeah.
are regular
Yup.
viewers. They've hooked us up with some vinyls. They've done a lot of good shit for us and a lot of
Yeah.
support for us. So keen as a motherfucker to have them boys on.
And if you're feeling thrashy,
And,
go get on the new album. It's only been out for a couple
yes.
of months now. Go check out Piston Fist's new album.
Yes, it's amazing. Great music to drive really fast to.
Oh yeah, just yeah. Ooh, that's
Not over the speed limit. We don't promote
No,
any
no.
elite.
But if you're not careful,
But-
it's real easy.
Yeah, and hopefully the week after that we'll have Sin Soto on. So we're trying to work that shit out. Other than that, yeah, we're always on the lookout for new songs and videos to do a reaction to. So if you think of anything cool that's just come out, although I think we should also start doing some retro reactions. Find some older stuff that we maybe haven't seen and give it a listen and a reaction there. But we'll see how we go with that.
I mean, it's up
Anyway.
to you. Yeah, if you guys like to watch it, you guys can put stuff
Yeah.
down. We'll tell you if we've seen it
Yeah,
or
if
not.
you guys
and if
wanna-
we haven't, you'll see a video coming out on it real soon.
Yeah, sure. If you got any suggestions, for sure. And yeah, that's about it from us. We're about to throw to this fucking song. Thank you so
Yes.
much to Aaron and Mikey for
Could
coming
I
on.
jump in for 1 second, gentlemen?
Yes.
I'm so
Of course
sorry.
you can.
Of course.
you can.
Outcast video, September 29.
Damn, there you
There
go.
it is.
September 29th.
Oh, no
All right.
way.
Okay, so we might, Kyle, we might hold off listening to the song
Yeah.
until the video's out,
Yeah.
and then do a reaction to the video and the song all at once.
I like that.
That
I
might
like
be
that.
that might be the go.
Because I don't like. I don't
as
really
keen as
like
we
listen-
are,
I don't like listening to the song first. Because
well, as keen as we are to listen to the song, I think we'll get a better reaction if we hold off and
Yeah.
do the video and stuff at the same time. So let's try and make that happen.
Let's do
I
it.
think so.
Let's do it.
29th, we'll keep an eye out for that. We'll do a reaction to that one on the channel. But yeah, if you've got anything you want us to try and do a reaction to, let us know. What was that you're going to say there, Kyle? Sorry, I
Well,
cut you off.
Yeah, and don't forget Nuclear Vision. Obviously, have their new stuff coming out soon. Keep an eye out on all that. And
Yes,
yeah.
yes, the single is out. I have watched literally right before we went live.
That's what I wanted to talk about, but I
I've
don't know
watched
if you wanted
first,
to talk about it.
I have seen the first rough cut of the film clip, so that's exciting. But that's not what we're here to talk about. So
No.
we are going to throw to Numbered Days.
Yep.
Thank you so much to our guests, Mikey and Aaron from
You guys
Void
are the
Matter.
best.
You guys are absolute legends. Cannot wait for
Thank you
these
for having
New
us,
Metal
boys.
Mayhem shows.
Anytime.
And
Anytime.
thank you very much. This is Numbered Days by Void Matter.
Linda
Peace out.
and Kim, thank you so much. Have a
And
great
there
night,
in Kim,
everyone.
thank you.
Peace.
Jump up,